hey, we are going to make something really super fun today. This has been around for a really long time, and they are these cute little beads. Now, everybody makes them different, but I've got a little secret on a way that is a kind of a shortcut, and it makes really, really cute. These can be earrings, they can be necklaces, you can make them into a bookmark, you can make them into a Christmas decoration. They're just all kinds of fun stuff. But one of the things that I found that was really cute, I have so much fabric, but I always have fans laying around, and I use them a lot because it's like you get a little, hot flash or whatever it is that go. But I've always been making things out of the fans. This is one that I just kind of embellish, and then you can see at the bottom, it's like I used it a lot. And so I'll probably wind up eventually maybe, fixing the bottom or whatever, but that's kind of fun. And this is another one here that I embroidered love on it. I don't know if it's backwards or not, but yeah, I like sewing things on them and gluing things on them. And whenever they get to this point, though, that they're falling apart, I was like, oh my gosh, this fabric is just so pretty. I hate to get rid of that. So I started really easily pulling the fabric off of the fan, and it comes apart so super easy. Look at here, you're not ripping it or anything. It just really just comes apart. So then I was looking, and on some of them, not all of them, it is that you can you see that little bit of the sparkle? On some of them, the sparkle comes off. And so then you have a little bottom fabric, and you have a sparkle fabric. So this fabric was actually like on the fan, it was behind it, which was like, oh my gosh, I love both of these. They've got roses on them. And it seems like no matter which fan that I pick out, I don't know, I just like the designs on them. They're usually a floral, maybe a little oriental flair, and I just love that. So what I did was, and this is not going to be a long tutorial at all, so I'm just going to show you kind of like what I did. So I took some straw, okay, it can be a paper straw, it can be a plastic straw. This is just kind of like a little shortcut, or just a little tip. I make it however long that it is, to be. Some of these are a little bit longer, some are a little bit shorter, but that's the fun thing about it is that, nobody's out there measuring. So you can come in here and take your little fabric, okay, and I'm just kind of rolling it on there. So this is just one layer, and we are going to, and this is what I did, was I just, first of all, just to hold it in place, was that I took some fabric tack. There's all kinds of different glue. I'm not recommending one or over another one. I just want something that really tacks fast, because it's just going to hold it for me in there. And then I can see where a tiny little bit where my straw is on the end. So I'm going to just take a scissors, trim that off, easy peasy, and then you've kind of got your bead. Now I went through and got my needle and thread out, because I want this to be more like, it's not really a glue project for mine. I got a needle and thread out and just went through and added some little beads and sewed them just around the edge of it. I have a whole little assortment here of beads that, that I just always, I'm filling them up. You can definitely tell these are KiKi colors in there. But one of the fun things is after you've sewn, you don't have to go through the bead or through the straw at all. You really are just going and picking and adding like maybe 3 on one side, maybe like, 3 on the other side, so that it looks good all, all in the different areas. So, but you don't have to go through the bead, all the way through, and you're just like picking up the material is what I'm trying to say. So then afterward, I have some wire, and I don't know what gauge this is. I apologize, but it's one that, because there's so many different things out there. Maybe I can add this at the end, but it's one that's really easy to bend. That's all that I can tell you. And I have all different lengths and different widths. But I take my little clippers, I look at how long my bead is, and I kind of just do 3 lengths. So if the bead is this long, I go 1, 2, 3, and however long 3 is, then I just go and clip it. And once again, I this is not rocket science. This is not, it does not have to be, measured at all. So then I take my little needle nose pliers, they're rounded on both sides, and I'm just gonna come in here and make just a tiny little, if you can see that at all, it's just a little swoop-dee at the top. Something that if you wanted to put a string through it or a ribbon through it, that it would be super easy. So then I'm going to come through that. I just want to do a little trial to see how my length is. So now, okay, so now we're gonna come in, and I have a square bead, they're super easy to find. They're at all the craft stores, and I'm gonna go through, and because my straw is round, a square bead just fits on top of it and it doesn't go through. So I like to come through here, and it's so, probably when you're buying your wire, you would want a thin enough one that goes through your beads. So that's always important. So I go through with the square one, then I go through with my little bead, and then on the other end of it, I'm just gonna find another bead, but it doesn't have to be square on both sides, but as you can see, it's a little bit of a bigger bead, just so that it doesn't go through the bottom. So then I'll add a little bit of sparkle, we add a little bit of gold, let's see what else. We got all kinds of fun stuff. Since these are just, this is not something that is so fancy, even like these little beads that they're shiny and a little bit of sparkly, but they're plastic, and they're just in the kids section. You can buy a big, huge bag of it for like 99 cents. So it doesn't have to be like, super, super fancy. And so now I'm going to take my rounded pliers again. I'm just going to go on to the bottom. Now the bottom one, I like to kind of make it a little bit bigger, because there, it went up. See, and because I've got the sparkle on here from the fabric and from the fan, you don't even really sometimes need to add the beads sewn on there. It kind of even looks cute just the way that it is. But now, a little way that you can even make it more fun is to add something onto the bottom. This is just some fabric that I tore up. Here's a little scarf from the thrift store, and you can, I like it when it's a little bit frayed, so I make a little mark on there. We rip it, super easy. We've got pink and roses. You can make these any colors that you want. And so I'm going to take, let's see, this would probably be enough for 2. So I'm going to take that at the end. Take a little pink one as well to mix it up a little bit. And it's super easy then just to come in here and tie this through it. Let me see if I can get this through here easily. So now you can get these onto the bottom, and it just makes the cutest little beads, you guys. They're adorable. There are all different kinds of way to make these. Instead of sewing these with the needle, you can also like just string them on the wire on the outside and make a little swoop-de-doo around there like that too. But I just think it's really, really fun just to get like a fan from the dollar store or from the Dollar Tree or Dollar General or whatever. They're $1.25, but I could probably get like, well, let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. You can get like 30 beads out of one fan. So that's just kind of fun. So that's it. That's my easy tip for the day. And I hope you will join me on any of the other little classes that we have. This is Birdsong Studio. I'm Vanessa KiKi Johanning, and thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you soon. Bye.